Coming up on Jersey Sports Zone, a father-son showdown in the Shore Conference as the Antonucci's battle.
This is Alex Lorenzo in Paramus. Bergen Catholic coming off a 48-point loss to Mater Dei in California last week. The Crusaders responding in thrilling fashion. 3 fourth-quarter touchdowns to take down rival Paramus Catholic. All the highlights coming up on Jersey Sports Zone.
I'm Brian DeNavellis in Piscataway. It was only week 3, but this matchup between South Brunswick and Piscataway could ultimately decide the winner of the Greater Middlesex Conference Red Division. The highlights are coming up on JerseySportsZone.com.
I'm Courtney DuPont reporting from Bridgewater High School, where the Bridgewater Panthers just took on the Phillipsburg State Liners. At the half, the Panthers lose their star running back David Usek to give Peaburg a little momentum as Joe Green goes on to score 3 touchdowns. Highlights coming up on Jersey Sports Zone.
I'm Mike Frankel in Atco, where the Winslow Township Eagles are flying high after a big Week 2 victory. It's a tough test for Winslow Township tonight, though. Camden Catholic is in town. The Irish have not lost to a South Jersey opponent since 2014. We'll have all the highlights for you coming up in just a bit.
It is week 3 of high school football in New Jersey. I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for logging on to JerseySportsZone.com. We are so excited, thanks to our great sponsors, to bring you all around the state with more great high school football action. Let's not waste any time and jump right into the highlights as our week 3 coverage kicks off now. What an atmosphere at Paramus Catholic. The Paladins hosting rival Bergen Catholic. Jonathan Clark's got his moves out before the opening kickoff. And look who's at the game. That's Phil Sims on the right, Super Bowl MVP, along with his son, Matt Sims. Opening drive, Shelton Applewhite picked off by Anthony Corbin. The Bergen Catholic defense sets the tone early in this football game. And it's time for Josh McKenzie to go to work. Look at the balance. McKenzie, so tough to bring down. That's an 11-yard gain. Move the chains, and it sets the stage for the first score of the ball game. Johnny Langan rolling left to Tyler DeVera, 18 yards. He burrows his way into the zone. The Crusaders are on the board. It's 7-0 Bergen Catholic. How about more Bergen Catholic defense? Javante Jean-Baptiste chases down Applewhite for the sack. The ball pops out. Another turnover by the Bergen Catholic D. And this would lead to 3 more points on the board. Michael Kearney from 25 yards out. It's good to go. 10-0 Crusaders in the second. Paramus Catholic has an answer, though. Shelton Applewhite to Muhammad Toure for 13 yards. Toure had that overtime game winner last week against Seton Hall Prep. And Paramus Catholic puts together a solid drive. Christian Matthews-Berg, he's in the zone from 16 yards out. We've got a 10-7 ball game in the second quarter. Then trouble for Bergen Catholic on the snap. Langan looks to get rid of it. Jordan Morant, right place, right time. At the half, 10-7, Bergen Catholic with a 3-point lead. Second half action, Paramus driving. It's Applewhite to Toure. The Paladins are thinking touchdown, but hold on, they rule this incomplete. We take another look. You make the call. Is that a touchdown? The officials say no. It stays 10-7, but the Paladins would not be denied. 2 plays later, Xavier DeVore, 13 yards. Paramus Catholic takes a 14-10 lead. And Paramus Catholic's defense really responded. This is Ray Minetti with the INT of Langan. The Paladins now with a chance to up their lead. But on 3rd and 8, Applewhite finds trouble. It's Jean-Baptiste. That is ferocious. Wow. 14-10 ball game in the fourth quarter. And so now Bergen Catholic maybe facing a 1-3 record. Josh McKenzie will have none of that. Look at him break free. This one is going to be brought back to the Paramus Catholic 38-yard line due to a block of the back. But no worries, because McKenzie was relentless. 23 hard-earned yards right there, and Bergen Catholic is going to play the hot hand. Let's give it back to number 5. He caps off the drive with his 5-yard touchdown. Bergen Catholic takes a 17-14 lead, and wow, look at McKenzie right there coming out of the pile. He's got the shoulder pad out, the helmet's all busted up. He went through a war and earned the go-ahead score. And how about Javante Jean-Baptiste, major D1 prospect, another sack right there. He is the real deal. And now, Bergen Catholic beginning to feel it. It's Langen with the give to Ramir Johnson. He picks up 11 yards plus 15 more for the late hit. They move the ball to the 6-yard line, and McKenzie is in the paint again. 1-yard touchdown, and it's time for McKenzie to take flight because it is Bergen Catholic in front, 24-14. Paramus Catholic looking to battle back now in the 4th. How about Anthony Corbin with his 2nd INT of the game? So the Bergen Catholic defense was able to produce a number of turnovers, and the offense was able to cash in. BC responds in a big way after a loss last week against Mater Dei Prep in California. They top Paramus Catholic 31-14 as your final. The Crusaders are now 2-2 on the year. Same story for Paramus Catholic. What can you say about this outstanding North Jersey football scene? These teams beat each other up each and every week. McKenzie, 19 carries, 170 yards, and 2 scores. Corbin with 2 picks. And after the game, our Alex Lorenzo was there for post-game reaction from the victorious Bergen Catholic Crusaders.
Thanks a lot, Rich. We saw the definition of resiliency tonight in Paramus. Bergen Catholic starting the 4th quarter trailing 14-10. They respond with 21 unanswered points, 2 touchdowns coming from junior running back Josh McKenzie. And after the game, I caught up with the victorious Bergen Catholic Crusaders.
Yeah, absolutely. That sums up every game in this league. Every game is a war, week in and week out. There's no team in this league you can take lightly. So, it just goes to show, the competition we play, and it's a dogfight out there. It's us against them. The past 2 games didn't go as planned, so we were in a tough spot. We were down, I think it was 14-10, but we didn't lay down. We've laid down a few times this year. Past couple 2 games, but we stayed resilient. We were patient, and we let things happen. We didn't panic, so it definitely says a lot about our team.
When we went down, our guys just kept playing. That's what we talk about all the time, right? Just keep going forward. And I was really proud of the toughness we showed. I was really proud of how physical we played in the 4th quarter. Yeah, we talked all week about, who's going to step up and be the guy that puts the team, on their back. And while I thought a lot of guys played great, I thought Josh kind of just took it to another level. Starting with that run the last play of the half and, just kind of the whole rest of the, the rest of the game, especially in the 4th quarter, though. He just played like a man possessed. And, Johnny put together a couple great runs, so did Ramir. Our line did a great job.
Reporting for Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Alex Lorenzo.
Thanks a lot, Alex. We now bring our coverage over to Brian D. Novellis, who takes us in the locker room at Piscataway High.
This is why you guys pad up. This is why you guys play Piscataway football. For nights like this, under the lights, on the big stage, against an undefeated opponent, best on best, GMC Red on the line here. This is it. This is fun. This is why we do all the work we've done.
Piscataway head coach Dan Higgins addressing his Chiefs before their matchup with unbeaten South Brunswick. Early in the 2nd quarter, no score, Piscataway threatening. Joseph Hatcher's pass intercepted by Jalen Lawson at the Vikings 5. Perfect D by Lawson. But the Chiefs would force a punt and took over deep in Vikings territory. Here's Jawan Jackson, the top running back in Middlesex County, and he knows how to get into the end zone. 7-0 Piscataway. South Brunswick showed signs of moving the ball in the first half, but they shot themselves in the foot with penalties and turnovers. This fumble recovered by Keyshawn Grant at the Vikings 31. 4 straight running plays led to this. 1-yard touchdown by Jackson. The junior has speed and power. 14-0 Piscataway at the half. 3rd quarter, South Brunswick looking for a spark, so they call upon number 15, Justin Shorter. The Penn State commit got the feet down and a Vikings first down. And look at this, he even spots the ball for the official. And that would lead to this. Quinones rolling out, looking for Shorter. He's got it, tackled out of bounds. Hey, is that a touchdown? The official says, yes, it's a touchdown. The Chiefs can't believe it. They say he's short. Let's take another look. Left foot's out of bounds there. Is the ball across the plane? Maybe not, but that's tough to tell from that angle. On to the fourth quarter. The Chiefs continue to pound the ball. They give the rock to Jackson. What a hole by the offensive line. Jackson scores his third touchdown, 21-7 Piscataway. But the Vikings would not go away. 5.5 minutes to play. Quinones throws. It's tipped. Caught by Jalen Lawson. Caught by Lawson in the back of the end zone. The Vikings are celebrating. They're only down a score. And that catch is worth another look. Good defense on Shorter. There's Lawson. Johnny on the spot. Oh, Lawson, you can't take your helmet off. That would be unsportsmanlike conduct. Once again, we had a game, but the Chiefs would put it away. Jackson finished with 196 yards on the ground. He's got 9 touchdowns in 3 games. And Javon Buckmeyer capped the scoring with 4:06 to play. Piscataway pulls away 28-14 over South Brunswick as the Chiefs improve to 3-0. This was the first real test for both teams, and as Piscataway head coach Dan Higgins put it after the game, his players went from boys to men.
We needed this so bad. I mean, even in the scrimmages, they don't play that much, and then the first 2 games, we got out to leads. We got a lot of guys in, but then you're questioning, when we didn't have 48 minutes of conditioning. We haven't played 1 game of 48 minutes. So that's why I'm so happy. I mean, obviously I'm happy we won and we played well, but 48 minutes where we had to really make some plays down the stretch and play defense. We grew up today. There's no doubt. We grew up today.
Both teams worked hard, back and forth, left and right. It was just a fantastic job on both sides, but we just ended up finishing strong in the fourth quarter and just finishing the games.
In Piscataway, I'm Brian DiNovellis for JerseySportsZone.com.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Bridgewater-Raritan is being brought to you by Princeton Orthopedic Associates.
The Phillipsburg Stateliners faced the 2-time Group 4 state runner-up in what they called a statement game. Knowing the strength of running back David Uswick, the Stateliners came in ready for the challenge. Early in the second quarter, Jack Staggart steps back and launches up a 36-yard touchdown pass to Ray Stem for the first score of the game, making it 7-0 Stateliners. But not long after, Bridgewater would answer, not surprisingly, with their running back David Uswick, who would go in for a 7-yard run. It's all tied up 7-7 going into half. Unfortunately for Bridgewater, that would be Uswick's only touchdown of the night, seeing as he would not return in the second half due to what appeared to be an ankle injury. And the bad news would continue for Bridgewater 7 minutes into the second half, and Joe Green would run in a 14-yard touchdown here for Phillipsburg, putting Piscataway up 14-7. But this play would be the game changer. Javon Boothman comes up with the sack and safety for Piscataway to put them up 16-7 early in the fourth quarter. And the momentum keeps rolling for Piscataway. Here comes another big, mean Joe Green run. He goes 30 yards for another touchdown, his second of the night. Piscataway is up 23-7 with 6 minutes left in the fourth. But Piscataway was not done yet. They have a few more tricks up their sleeves. Billy Ortel kicks an onside kick, and it is recovered by number 34, Joe Kowalczyk. They get the ball back on the 35. Piscataway would then go down to score another touchdown by Joe Green, his third of the night, making it 30-7 Stateliners. Bridgewater, with their final drive, just couldn't get things moving, while the Liners defense puts this one away with this sack by Nick Jocelyn. That sack's then followed by this interception by senior captain number 31, Sean Morrow, and it is all over. After the game, I caught up with Boothman, Green, and head coach Frank Duffy to see how they were feeling after this signature win.
It's a big win. That's a very good football team that we played at home today. So we're very excited. We're very excited to get the win, and I'm just really proud of these guys, and I'm really happy for them because they really worked their tails off all offseason. So yeah, our defense played great. Our defense played phenomenal. Anytime you're pinned down there, the goal is you want to try to tackle them in the end zone to get those 2 points, and that was really the momentum changer. Anything like a block punt or a kickoff return or a safety, those kind of unique plays in a game, they can really change the momentum of a football game for sure. Joe Green's our workhorse. Joe Green's our guy. I'll tell you what, he's something else, and he's always going forward. That's the good thing about Joe. Even on first contact, he's always going forward.
It was a great moment. Our D-line just been doing great at practice the whole time, so I just felt comfortable doing that. So we went to full pass this week for the first time for a while, so try to kick up the intensity and just make sure we're doing our assignments and trusting each other.
We're a pretty balanced team. That's how we want to keep it. I really think the defense won us this game. They had 20 for us, so I have to praise the line, obviously. It was a good opening, I guess. I've been waiting for this day for a long time.
The Liners take this victory 30-7 and will remain undefeated this year as they look to play another tough competitor, Hillsboro, this Thursday. Meanwhile, Bridgewater takes their first loss as they aim to bounce back Thursday against Montgomery. Reporting from Bridgewater, I'm Courtney DuPont, and you're watching Jersey Sports Zone.
All right, we'll watch the film tomorrow like we lost the game, right? That's my belief, guys. That's our philosophy. Let's get better. Get a breakdown. Here we go.
Our statewide football coverage continues as we check in with Jersey Sports Zone's Neri Rodriguez.
Thanks, Rich. I know it's only September, but today was definitely a glimpse into what the West Jersey Football League can expect from Lenape. The Indians were able to dominate with our diverse offensive game plan through the air and on the ground, and once they got ahead in this one, they did not let up.
Number 11 Lenape taking on Burlington Township. One of these teams will get their first loss of the season. Indians win the coin toss and choose to defer. First possession for Lenape. Quarterback Matt LaJoy takes the handoff and weaves his way to the goal line with this elusive run. Next play, Joe Kellum can smell the end zone. He takes it in for the 1-yard touchdown. Extra point is good, and the Indians are out front 7-0 with 5:23 remaining in the first. Following a kick return, Burlington Township trying to capitalize on third down in good field position. Mike Galeta comes up with the sack to force the punt on fourth down. Matt LaJoy finds Jake Topolsky for the 14-yard touchdown with 5:03 remaining in the second quarter. Extra point is no good. Falcons come up with the block, and it's 13-0 as time winds down in the first half. Lenape forces a 3-and-out, and they are back in Falcon territory late in the second. Running back Joe Kellum is still hungry as he hits the hole for this 31-yard touchdown run with 2:49 remaining. A shot of redemption for special teams, and it's another blocked extra point. 19-0 is your score. Falcons trying to go long before halftime, but Jake Topolsky has something to say about that as he lands the keep away to put his team in the red zone. Indians in scoring position once again, and who gets the ball? Joe Kellum. He runs this one in for 15 yards and gets the hat trick. 14 carries, 106 yards, 3 touchdowns for Kellum, and it's only the end of the second. Lenape looking to go for 2 after, and 22 sticks his nose in there to extend the lead. Is there anything he can't do? 27-0 is your score going into halftime. Lenape deferred the kick to start the game, so they will get it back to begin the second half. Opening drive, LaJoy takes the snap, and he's out. A 53-yard rushing touchdown for the speedster. 33-0 Indians with 10 to go in the third. Next Lenape possession. I promise we're not showing you reruns. Joe Kellum from 11 yards out runs it in for his 4th touchdown of the evening. Indians lead at 40-0 as the third comes to a close. Second stringers called in, and that would do it, folks. 47-0 is your final. Lenape remains undefeated at 3-0, while Burlington Township goes to 2-1. After this impressive offensive performance, we caught up with the head coach and the stars of the game to see what the keys to victory were.
Today was just, the line did great. You know, they pushed up front. They had a great game. They were able to get us a good surge. Matt had a great game reading their defense to get the bubbles. It was just a good overall team effort.
It was obviously, they're undefeated teams, big conference game for us, and we knew it was going to be a dogfight. But I think we came out with a lot of energy tonight, and we just played with a lot of passion. Tonight was a special night for us. We played for one of our brothers lost a family member tonight. So we definitely dedicated this game to him, and we came out with a lot of firepower.
Offense, defense, clicking all our cylinders and just playing aggressive and playing Lenape football. We got a lot more coming. And the way our offense is progressing week by week, I think this will be a great season.
It's an all-around effort. It was a great job by our offensive line, but then, our skilled kids were flashing as well. So it's good to see when they're, everybody wants everybody to do well. Nobody's selfish, and nobody cares who scores, who gets the credit, or, gets the yardage. They just want to get in the end zone.
Lenape takes on Raycocas Valley next. For Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Neri Rodriguez.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Middletown South is being brought to you by Proun's Windows and Doors. In Middletown, the Antonucci Bowl took center stage. Manasquan quarterback Tommy Antonucci facing off against his dad, Middletown South head man Steve Antonucci. This game would go down to the wire. First quarter action, this is Antonucci to the air. James Mealy with a 33-yard gain down to the 40. The drive continues at the beginning of the second quarter, but Manasquan would find trouble. Matt Tardy laying down a lick. The ball pops out. Vincent Condito on the recovery. At the half, we are scoreless. More great Middletown South defense in the third quarter. That's Condito stuffing Canyon Birch on the carry, nearly a safety. And more. Middletown South, relentless pursuit. That's Jake Krellin and Tardy pinning Manasquan back down to the 1-yard line. South would get some great field position as a result of that defense. Chris Kaldrovics gets Middletown South on the board with the first 3 points of the game. 3-0 with 7 minutes to go in the third. South's defense was really on point. This Jake Krellin, we saw him last year make plays all the time. He forces a Warriors punt, and it sets the stage for Ben Kinsella. Read option, he made the right option. Kinsella is gone. 50 yards for the score. It's 10-0 Middletown South with 4 minutes to go in the third. Great run there by Ben Kinsella. Well, Manasquan answers back after a good kick return. It's Connor Morgan. Tosses back to Rasheed Tuttles. Then Mealy comes down with it. James Mealy down at the 18-yard line. Manasquan can smell the end zone, but Morgan takes the carry and is busted open by Jake Krellin. The ball pops loose. Jake Hardowitz with the recovery. The South defense answers again. And now it's Manasquan's turn to shine on D. Antonucci, more than just a QB here. It's a scoop and score from Tommy Antonucci on the defensive side of the ball. It's a 10-7 game at the end of 3. But South would lock down on defense. Here's Jake Krellin with another tackle for loss. One of the Shore's best defensive linemen. Manasquan now trying to take the lead, down 10-7. Antonucci able to shed that tackle. He's down near midfield with just over 3 minutes to go. But the Middletown South defense would not allow an offensive point. That's Matt Cruz with the game-clinching INT. Everyone in Middletown South fired up. That is a big, big win for the Eagles and a great scene here. Father and son on opposing sides. I know head coach Steve Antonucci has to be awfully proud of his son, as it's the Eagles scoring a 10-7 win over Manasquan. We saw just 2 touchdowns in this game. Ben Kinsella with the 50-yard TD run. Tommy Antonucci with the scoop and score. A well-played game by both teams. Middletown South gets the victory by 3 at home. After the game, R.J. Cook caught up with Steve Antonucci, who talked about the rare occurrence of having to prepare to play against your son.
Yeah, I know it's a little easier second time around, honestly. We communicated a little bit better. Obviously a high level of importance because of him being the quarterback, so the game plan was centered around, what we had to do to get pressure on him. So that's odd when you're sitting in a meeting with your defensive coordinator trying to pressure your own kid. But, we did a good job tonight. We played good defense. We did what we needed to do.
Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Red Bank Regional is being brought to you by Risers Landscape Supply. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of St. John Vianney is being brought to you by BCB Bayshore, your community bank. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of St. John Vianney is brought to you by Paver Restoration. In Little Silver, St. John Vianney bringing a 62-point-per-game offense against the Red Bank Regional Bucks. Everyone thought this was going to be blowout city, and early on, the St. John Vianney defense gets going. Steven Nowitzki avoiding the rush, but he's picked off by A.J. Calabro. Turnover gives St. John Vianney the football, and Hazik Daniels is going to get the Lancers on the board here. He finds Samuel East on the little swing pass, and East 31 yards into the zone. 7-0 St. John Vianney. But hold on, this Red Bank Regional team came to play. Look at Nowitzki to the air. That's Jack Nees with the great job of climbing the ladder. Red Bank Regional was able to control the clock, and they made a number of key third down conversions, including this one. Nowitzki does a great job of escaping the rush here, and he finds Noah Mickens, move the chains. The clock keeps rolling. The clock keeps rolling. The drive would stall, but the Red Bank Regional defense really played inspired football. Tyquan Crawford sacks Hazik Daniels. And Red Bank Regional found themselves in this game. Nick Denseski with the sack for the Lancers. But at the half, we only have a 7-0 game. Remember, St. John Vianney racked up 124 points in its first 2 games. Third quarter. Punt formation, it's a fake. Noah Mickens. Oh, man. Look at this run. Mickens, 50 yards on the fake punt return. Hold everything. We've got a 7-7 game in the third quarter, and Red Bank Regional is beginning to believe. Mickens with a sensational play there. Now, facing a little adversity, Daniels finds A.J. Calabro. This is a 20-yard gain, and it would lead to this. St. John Vianney's got a great kicker. Will Foreman from 27 yards out. Good to go. Big boot there. 10-7. Lancers at the end of 3. And in the fourth quarter, St. John Vianney began to wear down Red Bank Regional. Johnny Buchanan up the gut for 13 yards. And then here's Denseski with his second sack of the game. Nick Denseski is just a sack machine. And here comes the knockout punch. Daniels on 3rd and long finds Josiah Walker, and Walker has got a head of steam, and he is not going to be denied. 57 yards for Josiah Walker, and St. John Vianney remains unbeaten and make it 32 straight wins over Shore Conference opponents. 31-7 is your final. For those who weren't at the game and maybe just checking the score online or in the newspaper, they'll think, oh, St. John Vianney, another blowout win. But as you saw in those highlights, that definitely was not the case. Red Bank Regional was able to hang with one of the best teams in the Shore Conference. If Red Bank Regional can produce that kind of effort in future games, there's no question that Coach Nick Giglio's team is going to find multiple wins. They have to be encouraged by this performance. St. John Vianney didn't have their A game, yet they still managed to win by 24 points as the Lancers top RBR. 31-7 is your final. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Point Boro is brought to you by Tech Art Builders and Twin Boro All Shore. Let's stay in the Shore Conference Friday night B showdown in Point Pleasant. The Point Boro Panthers hosting Donovan Catholic. Both teams coming off a shutout wins last week. And the Griffins look to get started early behind the legs of quarterback Ryan Clark. But Boro's Tyler Sanchez right there pops it out. And it's James Farah on the recovery. And Farah running that Point Boro offense so deadly with his feet. A 28-yard run. And it leads to the first score of the ball game. The pitch to Brandon Cipriano. He speeds his way into the zone. 7-0 Point Pleasant Boro in front. Later in the first, the Griffins respond. Clark to the air. Andre Laney in stride. And look at this little juke move right there. Changes directions. Laney with a 67-yard touchdown catch. It's a 7-6 ball game. One big play deserves another, and the Panthers deliver. Brandon Cipriano finds the corner, and he has got a serious set of wheels. Nearly takes it all the way. A 58-yard run to the 28-yard line. And then how about this misdirection? Who's got it? I'll tell you who's got it. Number 12, James Farah in the zone. 13-6 Point Boro at the end of one. Second quarter. They just kept on cranking. This is Cipriano with his second touchdown of the game. A 5-yard score to make it 20-6. And the Griffins did not have an answer for Boro's run game. This is Nate Chiarello busting through a crowd for a 15-yard score. 27-6 Point Pleasant Boro at the half. Third quarter, Donovan Catholic gets some momentum rolling thanks to great running by Ryan Clark. Clark with a 25-yard run to the 6-yard line, and then Clark calls his own number. He's in the zone. We've got a 27-13 football game. But every time Donovan Catholic got something going, Point Pleasant Boro had a response, and it was usually an emphatic one. This is Brandon Cipriano once again on the kickoff return, and he is going to give the Panthers marvelous field position. Cipriano was tremendous in this game, and he caps off an outstanding evening with his third touchdown of the game from 16 yards out. And Point Pleasant Boro is now 3-0 on the season. 34-20 is your final. You see the numbers on Cipriano, 113 yards and 3 scores. Point Pleasant Boro has emerged as the team to beat in Class B South as the Panthers win by 14 over Donovan Catholic. The Monmouth Regional Falcons, one of the surprise teams in the Shore Conference, 3-0, looking for a road win at Matawan. And here come the Huskies with Ishmael Brown with the reception there all the way down to the 22-yard line. Matawan would keep the drive going on 4th and 10. Here is Ryan Rodriguez with the great pass over the middle to Devontae Spann. He wiggles his way to move the chains. A great drive for Matawan is capped off as Rodriguez finds Noah Colleton, a 7-yard touchdown. The Huskies have a 7-0 lead in the first. On the next drive, Monmouth is pushed back inside their 10. 2nd and 30, Deshaun Porter rolls right. He finds Devin Johnson, who stands tall and finds the end zone. Wow, Johnson with a 93-yard touchdown for the Falcons. We're all tied up at 7. The rest of the story in the first half was both defenses really hunkering down and playing tough, hard-nosed football. This is John DeMarzo able to fall on the fumble. A turnover by the Monmouth Regional defense, and the Falcons were looking for a big play from Porter, but Tyler Guzman forces the fumble, and it's the senior John Kemp with the fumble recovery. This game would stay tight for the entire 4 quarters, and Monmouth Regional just had a little bit more. Another great play by the Falcons defense. That's Nason Brown with the INT. And how about those Monmouth Regional Falcons? A 14-13 road win at Matawan. First-year head coach Larry Nicola says it's the first time ever that Monmouth Regional has beaten Matawan in football. Monmouth Regional with a 4-0 start. Congratulations to all the Falcons. A hard-fought 1-point win on the road over Matawan. Jersey Sports Zone's coverage of Toms River North is being brought to you by Peak Coaching for Success. At Brick Township, the Green Dragons hosting Toms River North in an A-South Shore Conference battle. This Brick Township defense was able to set the tone right away. That's an INT by Michael McGigan. Great INT there. Sets the stage for Jimmy Leblow to go to work. Cole Groschel, go and get it. Nice grab right there. He hits him in stride. 20 yards makes it 7-0. Brick would recover a fumble in the pile. A turnover leads to the Leblow-Groschel connection again. That is a good-looking catch. On the double team, Groschel hauls it down. That made it 13-0. And Jim Leblow is looking good running this Brick Township offense. That's Chris Hertis with a 39-yard gain. And it would lead to this. Jimmy Leblow keeps it himself. Good push by the O-line. 2-yard touchdown for Jimmy Leblow. It was 20-0 Brick Township at the half, and that's how this football game comes to an end. Great win for Brick Township as the Green Dragons improved to 2-0 on the season. Cole Groschel with 2 TD catches from Jimmy Leblow. Leblow with a TD run. Coach Len Zdanowicz has his Brick Township team dialed in, and I think next week you want to talk about a great matchup in the Shore Conference. Brick Township paying a visit to St. John Vianney. That one's going to be a dandy. Looking forward to that. It's the Green Dragons with a 20-0 win at home over Toms River North. Let's head across town where Brick Memorial had a 28-0 halftime lead on Toms River South. The Mustangs defense was relentless in the second half as well. That's Nasir Hutchinson looking to take it all the way, but he would fumble it inside the 5-yard line. But no worries, because the Brick Memorial defense would shine once again. This is Dylan Ville with the INT. Brick Memorial played great on both sides of the ball. The defense was stellar, and Tony Thorpe was able to set the tone on the ground game. Here's Thorpe with a 33-yard run. And it would lead to this. Tony Thorpe Jr. from 2 yards out, his second touchdown of the game to make it 35-0. And that's the way this one ends up. Great win for Brick Memorial, getting their first win of the season with a 35-0 shutout over Toms River South. Tony Thorpe and Blaine Netterman had 2 touchdowns each as the Mustangs get an A-South win over their rival, Toms River South.
I'm SNJ Today's Mike Frankel for JerseySportsZone.com. It's a West Jersey Football League matchup between Winslow Township and Camden Catholic. The Eagles of Winslow Township putting up a ton of points in a victory a week ago, but so did Camden Catholic. In fact, the Irish have not lost to a South Jersey team since 2014. First quarter, and the Irish are going deep. Rob McCoy throws to the end zone, but Eagles defensive back Donovan Bunch makes the interception. Bunch keeps Camden Catholic off of the board for the moment. But next Irish possession, Marcus Hillman gets the call on the ground. Hillman into the open field, and he sprints 44 yards for the touchdown. The senior running back gives the Irish a 6-0 lead. Hillman flying around on defense as well. He storms into the backfield and drags quarterback Prince Drew Bay down for a sack. 6-zip Camden Catholic after 1. But the Eagles find their rhythm on offense in the second quarter. Bay dumps the screen pass off to Ishmael Berry. The senior speedster is elusive as Berry zips all the way into the end zone from 53 yards out. Winslow Township not backing down in this one at all. But Hillman keeps racking up the touchdowns. This one from 5 yards out, 3 touchdowns on the night for Marcus Hillman, and the Irish outlast the Eagles. 38-20 your final. Rob McCoy finishing with a pair of touchdown passes in the win. Camden Catholic stays perfect at 3-0. Winslow falls to 1-2. Williamstown at home to square off against Hammonton. The Braves lead 21-7 at the half. Third quarter, DeMonte Campbell breaks off a big run for Williamstown. Campbell scoots in for 6 from 32 yards out, and the Braves stretch their lead 28-7. The Blue Devils not going down without a fight. Reynold Triboletti, the screen pass to Sean Riker. The senior Riker throwing on the moves. The Braves finally chase him down after a 30-yard gain. 4th down and goal for Hammonton now. The Blue Devils need a score to stay in this thing, and they get it. Triboletti to Dylan Police for a 6-yard touchdown. Hammonton makes it 28-14 heading to the 4th. But the Braves keep coming. Jonathan Collins throws down the seam and a great catch from Devin Banks. The senior makes a diving grab to set up Williamstown in the red zone. And then it's Collins on the keeper, the junior quarterback, with a tough 6-yard touchdown run to put this game away. 35-14 your final. Wade Inge, 2 touchdown runs for the Braves in the victory as well. Williamstown improves to 2-1. Hammonton falls to 2-2. I'm Mike Frankel for JerseySportsZone.com.
Once again, a special thanks to all of our sponsors. They're the reason we're able to bring you this great high school football action. And every time we get a new sponsor, more towns get covered and more great coverage. If you're new to our site, thanks for checking us out. Don't forget, you can get our app for free. Just download it at Google Play or the iTunes Store. A chance for you to have all of our highlights in all high school sports right on your mobile device 24/7. Coming up on Saturday, we continue our Week 3 coverage. We'll have up to a dozen more games from around New Jersey. We're excited to bring you that. And every Sunday, we'll have the top plays and top performers as we ask for your vote to honor more outstanding athletes here in the Garden State. For our team at Jersey Sports Zone, I'm Rich Krampanis. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on Saturday with more high school football action right here on JerseySportsZone.com. to see highlights and features from your favorite school? Jersey Sports Zone is entirely supported by our great sponsors. Email marketing@jerseysportszone.com to get your business in front of our loyal audience and highlights from your hometown.